Episode 32, Home Sweet Home. Welcome back to One Extraordinary Marriage, where we talk about life, love, and the pursuit of intimacy. You're here with Elisa DiLorenzo.
And Tony DiLorenzo.
And tonight we're going to be talking about Home Sweet Home. But we've got a lot to catch up on, so it's going to be sort of a wrap-up of our vacation and talk about what's coming up. And we are back. It probably sounds a lot better already. We are back at home.
Good. It feels good to be behind the mics. And thank you to all of you who listened to last week's episode. I know the audio came out crappy, and I need to work on that with our digital recorder. So thank you, all of you who listened to that 15-minute piece of junk. I wasn't happy with that, and I couldn't change it at 10:30 at night on vacation with kids still up and everything else.
They were still up?
Yeah.
Oh, that was, yeah.
It was one of those late night ones.
Yeah, so we're happy to be home.
We are happy to be home, and we're happy to be behind the mics and talking to you guys again.
Yeah, it's it's nice that we've got the technology to be able to do it when we're away, but this just kind of feels like
home.
Feels like home. Feels like where we should be when we're talking to you guys, and
exactly.
We've got the dynamic of being able to sit across the table from each other. And last week it was funny because we, as we mentioned in that video or in the audio clip. Yeah, we're sitting in a very, empty place. I mean, there weren't a lot of people there, and all of a sudden we start talking about sex and bed sizes, and the next thing you know, there are people just walking up and sitting down and having loud conversations. You probably heard them.
Yeah,
and
that was interesting and strange all at the same time.
Wow, apparently they want to join the community, and we should have just given them the Facebook fan page and said, go to oneextraordinarymarriage.com, learn more about us.
Yeah,
but it is good to be back. And like I said,
agree.
We had an interesting vacation.
Yeah.
We were...
Hopefully all you guys are having a great summer.
Yeah.
And enjoying yourselves.
And if you've got a vacation coming up, we hope it goes well. If you've already taken yours for the summer, you can be like us and already be planning the one for next year.
Yeah. We started planning next year.
We were still on vacation.
We were still on vacation.
Yeah.
And for us, vacation is vacation. Typically we go out and we do nothing. We really try to just do nothing. And for me, it's really weird because I'm very tired at like midday. I'm just tired on vacation, and I would just steal away and I would read my book. I picked up right before we left, the Friday before we left, John Lynch, who is one of the authors for Bo's Cafe, was speaking at Journey Community Church down in La Mesa, and I just love that book, Bo's Cafe, as many of you know. And if you're just joining us, Bo's Cafe is a book you need to read and pick up after you pick up ours, which is Stripped Down. And if you haven't picked up Stripped Down, pick it up because it's great, and we're hearing a lot of great feedback. But anyways, so I got to meet John for the first time, and we've been on Facebook together talking to each other and stuff of that nature. So it's just great to reach out and meet him. And then I bought another copy of Bo's Cafe and was reading it, and I would just fall asleep midday. I did my bicycle rides.
Lots of naps going on in that house.
Lots of naps. And then we would get out in the afternoon and go hit a playground or something. Mm-hmm. We let loose on the kids. We let them watch as much TV as they want, or we play Wii.
Well, you have to understand, we travel with Tony's parents, and
which is cool.
Oh no, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. But Abby has already figured out very easily how to manipulate her grandparents. All she has to do is cry, and whatever she wants, she gets, or they do. So we're in the process right now of deprogramming her from having spent the week with them, because it was funny. I mean, she would not get her way, and then she'd start to cry, and then the minute they would do whatever she wanted, she would just burst out laughing. And at one point in time, your mom looks at her and goes, "Do you do that easily?" And she's like, "Yes, Nana."
Yeah. That is a tough part. As the kids get older, it's almost as a parent, it's just hard to. The grandparents are there, and you're trying to discipline your kids, and then it's just weird. So you just gotta let it go. And they're my parents, and I love them dearly. But there are times when
Stop giving in to the kids.
Stop giving in to the kids. Intimacy for us was sexual intimacy. We made it happen once on the trip.
It almost didn't.
It should have happened more.
It almost didn't happen at all.
Yeah. But I would say you were like interested during the trip. Yeah. It seemed like you were just sort of like,
well, it's kind of like Tony needs his naps. And I just, Tony had said when we did that recording, he's like, well, if it doesn't happen this week, just kind of we're on vacation. He had said that. And so I think when I heard that when we were having that conversation, I was like, okay, well, if it doesn't happen, I'm just checking out. And so while he would take his naps during the day, I got really engrossed in a couple of puzzles. And I don't do puzzles ever. Except when we're on vacation.
I don't think I've ever seen you do a puzzle.
I only do them when we're on vacation. And so I got really engrossed in these two puzzles. And the second one was this Christmas tree. We'll have to put a picture of it up. Okay. It was this Christmas tree puzzle that had, it was supposed to have 1,000 pieces. Turns out it had 999. But it's shaped like a Christmas tree with all of these different scenes going through this 3-foot tall Christmas tree. And so I became obsessed with finishing this puzzle.
Right.
To the point where I wasn't doing much of anything else.
Yeah, you weren't obsessed with having sex with me. That's for dang sure.
Well, there were other...
What, there weren't other people there to have sex with me?
No.
What are you going down?
I was going to say there were other issues with us not having sex.
No, that issue happened on Wednesday night at 9:00 at night.
Right.
What happened before then? We got there Saturday.
Oh, we did?
Okay,
so kids were staying up late and, no excuses. So I just
it sounds like you're making excuses.
No,
you're making excuses. Don't give me no excuses.
All right.
You're making excuses.
I checked out.
I know.
Okay.
You didn't tell me about it, so I was a little upset at times.
Well, you didn't ask either.
Because there are days when you're supposed to initiate.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday?
I tried. Don't give me that look like, oh, no, you didn't. I tried, honey. If you don't recall, I made it a point to say, hey, babe, would you like to make love? And there was no inclination of, oh, yeah, let's do that.
I so don't remember that conversation. Really?
Yes.
Oh.
And other than that, there were the moves in bed. What's going on with your eyes? There are the moves in bed, which fell on deaf ears or deaf, I don't know, body because there was nothing. You were just sort of like,
I was on vacation.
Yeah, obviously, you're on vacation. Had pent up energy from my napping.
Good thing you got out to ride 4 times out of 7.
Yep. Praise God.
There you go. Went out kayaking with Alex.
That was really fun in the bay. It was chilly though. We had a good time.
We had great sunny weather the whole time we were up, for the most part, the whole time we were up there, but it was cool. It was in the 60s.
Yeah. Morro Bay is typically that way. And it's just been a cool summer overall for us here in Southern California and then in that Central California. So it was fun. I mean, we did the kayaking. What else did we do? We went to Cayucas. We went to a couple beaches. It's amazing. Our kids, we took them to the beach, and it's no kidding. It can't be more than 65 degrees out. The water, I have no clue what it is. Probably in the 50s.
Oh, yeah, easily.
And we found this beach right by Morro Rock on the south. It'd be on the south side of the rock. There's a little jetty, and there's a little sandy bar there. And Abby and Alex are in there, and they're just having a good time. And all of a sudden, Alex is like, Dad, check this out. And he's trying to body surf. I mean, he's just full on in the water, head to toe. And he's trying to body surf in on these waves because the high tide's starting to come in. And he's like, come in. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, kid. Just putting my feet in was cold.
Abby's lips are turning purple, but she has to be in the water just like her brother.
Yeah. So we did that. What else did we do?
We had date day.
Well, I'm just saying with it, we'll get to date day.
Okay.
Because that's just a whole day.
That's a whole other story.
Whole event. What else we did? Children's Museum with the kids.
Museum, the San
Luis Obispo. So if you're ever in that area, San Luis Obispo, we went to the country's longest farmers market.
Oh, longest running
farmers market. Yes.
I'm not sure about that. It was probably, for me, I mean, the farmers market's been going since 1983. And they shut down
10 blocks?
Somewhere between 6 and 10 blocks. We meant to look that up, and I forgot to do that before we got on the air. But
you forgot to do something?
It was a crazy big... Yeah, I'm ignoring you. It was a crazy big out of this world farmers market. I mean, they shut down the streets. We got there. It's supposed to start at 6.
Mm-hmm.
So we must have got there about 5:30, 5:45.
No, we got there about 5:45.
Okay. There are food vendors all up and down.
What was that one that
Higuera Street?
Where was that one?
F. McClintock's, the barbecue place.
Yeah.
That we saw.
Like in Pismo Beach. And this line was out of this. I mean, 6:45. They don't start.
5:45.
5:45. I mean, they don't start serving until 6. This thing had to be 150 deep.
Probably.
More?
Probably. It stayed that long or longer the entire hour and a half that we were there. I mean, these food vendors, I mean, they had lines. I mean, the one that we ended up getting on probably had 50 people in it, 60 people by the time.
It was unbelievable. It was a really cool farmer's market, though, walking around.
All kinds of fresh. I mean, obviously, farmer's market, they have all the fresh fruits and vegetables, but you can tell it's really a community event there in San Luis Obispo because they, in addition to all of the food, you know, different community groups and theaters and, you know, just all kinds of people and activities going on great. All up and down the street. It was really...
That was a good family fun
It was kind
thing.
of an overwhelming farmer's market,
mm-hmm.
you know, because I'm used to like going where I can see the kids and I don't have to hold on to them. And this is one where I was like constantly monitoring, okay, where are the kids? Where are the kids?
You had to keep an eye on them. What else did we do? We did a couple... Well, we did one picnic with my folks over there at that Madonna Lake.
Right, yeah, Laguna Lake, right by the Madonna Inn. We did go into the Madonna Inn up there in San Luis Obispo. We should put a link to the Madonna Inn on the... Sure.
It was the lobby is pink and grotesque, in my opinion, but every room they have there is themed.
Sensory overload type place. And
we were just in the lobby. I mean, we didn't... Yeah, it's not like we got into the rooms or anything. No,
but I mean, it was just having looked at the rooms last year because somebody had, actually the kids' principal, Mrs. Miller, had recommended that we check out the Madonna Inn because it's just, you know, it's one of those
the rooms look cool though.
Yeah, but I think even some of those rooms would be over the top.
What's their heart room? They got like a heart-shaped bed.
They've got heart rooms. They've got like an oval-shaped room where everything in the room is oval-shaped or circular or something. You know, the blue and gold room.
It's cool.
It was a very interesting.
At least I wanted nothing to do with it.
I wasn't. Once I kind of got my sensory overload move.
There are times when we walk into stuff and Elisa has nothing to do with it and she like shuts down.
I wasn't.
It's very fun for me.
Alex wasn't interested either. Don't blame this all on me.
No, he would have been interested if you didn't just go, I think I'm going to just go sit in the car.
It was too much for me.
Okay.
Too much.
Okay. That's why I was saying let's walk around. And you're like all...
But we were just going to look at the outside of buildings.
Okay. Well, it's better than looking at the inside, which was all pink and grotesque. But we could have gone to that top building up there, and you didn't want to go to the top building.
But it wasn't like you were going to see people's rooms. It was a building.
Yeah.
But I don't get why you would do that.
To just go see it.
See, that doesn't do anything for me.
Okay. That's the difference between you and me. I do things just because it's there and I want to go see it.
Oh well,
it's sort of like riding. I ride because it's riding, and I'm going to just go do it, even if it's the same loop. I'll just keep doing it.
But you enjoy that.
Yes.
Okay. Walking around a building that is just a building just to see a building doesn't bring enjoyment to me.
Yes.
Okay. We went to Ducky's, had their clam chowder.
I had clam chowder at Ducky's. That was
that all it was cracked up to be?
Yes. I thought so. I had the fish tacos.
That's right. But didn't you have the chowder too?
I had the chowder too.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought it was tasty. So, but the highlight always on any vacation for us is our date nights. And that's just because we get away and we don't have to deal with anybody. And that's...
And this year we actually had like date afternoon. We took off at like 1 o'clock.
Yeah. And it's one of those things, it's the highlight of being with my folks and hanging out with them is that they know we're going to at least get a date night. And, you know, and every once in a while we'll take off and we'll just walk to the grocery store and pick up dinner or whatever we got to do. But this year we decided, you know what, we'll have lunch at home and then we're going to just take off for the whole afternoon. And because we really wanted to explore San Luis Obispo, we've been through there a number of times over the years, but never really enough to just go, hey, let's go walk around downtown. Let's see what they got. And so we said, let's go do it. And one of the big things about that Central Coast area for those of you that don't know, it is well known for its wines. And I've grown up in an Italian family. My father has been drinking wine since I can remember. Yeah, I mean,
it's at every lunch and dinner. If he's home, it's at every lunch and dinner.
Yeah, and I mean, heck, my family used to make it. A couple of my uncles. So, personally, I'm not a big wine guy. It's all great, I guess. I mean, it's crushed grapes, should be good for you. Jesus turned water into wine, so it should be good for you. But we even got married at a winery.
Okay, but the wine we had at the winery
was good.
That was really good wine.
Yeah, but I was 23. I mean,
but it was good wine.
Coming off
remember.
At 23, though. I mean, I would drink whatever you gave me.
Yeah.
I mean, 23. I was like, okay, it's alcohol. It's going to give me a buzz. Let's drink. Sure, it's a reason to drink. But anyways, we decided. I tweeted, where should we go? Some people offered some great places, and we picked one place. And what was the place called?
Tolosa Winery.
Tolosa Winery. Really cool place.
Very cool. I would agree. Just a beautiful drive into the winery, the building itself, the wine tasting room. Just
our server, she was
very
sweet.
Nice. Marty, who was our wine. I'm going to call her our wine educator because she. Tony walks in.
Our wine barista.
Our wine, yes, our wine, yeah, barista. I was going to try to make a word for that.
Okay, don't do it.
Because Tony walks in, he's like, "We're absolute neophytes. We don't know anything about wine. Can you help us out?" And so she did, and turns out a lot of commonalities. She's got a son who rides, and they lived in Boulder. And,
I went to the University of Colorado, so
yeah, a lot of similar commonalities, and so we're having this wine tasting and not enjoying it. I mean, it was nice, but we realized that.
Here's a revelation I came to.
Yes, and for those of you on Twitter, you already know Tony's revelation, but he's going to share it with everybody else.
Is that I tasted wine, and I've come to the realization I don't like it.
Right.
I don't. I don't know what I'm supposed to be tasting. To me, it doesn't taste much like something I want to drink a bottle of. For you who drink it, more power to you. Gary V, wine tasting guy over there who loves it, go for it. I have no clue. It just, the reds are.
Yeah, that was the thing that really kind of hit home for me is that I really didn't like the reds. Although they did have a no oak Chardonnay that I have to say was because they.
It was good.
It was
I
good,
understand, but I'm not buying a bottle of it because I think it would just sit there. I'd have a half a glass and wouldn't do it. So
yeah, so that was our revelation.
It was fun though. I will have to say one thing about wineries: they're beautiful.
Yeah,
I mean. These guys are, it is amazing what they do at these places. And I mean, how they tend to the grapevine.
Mm-hmm.
And, the cool thing is, for those of you who've read your Bibles and know your Bibles well, just when Jesus talks about the vine, and he talks about the different parts of the vine and everything, and you really get up close and you look at these things, or you're driving down rows of them, man, it's amazing to see. And so... That was that. So we drove after having about, 5 glasses each.
The samplers.
Samplers.
Tasters.
Yeah. We weren't driving under the influence or anything like that.
Although my nose was numb.
Wait, you weren't driving, I was driving.
That's true.
And although they gave you little crackers in between, that at least made it palatable. You chomp on my crackers, give me something. We took off and went to downtown San Luis Obispo.
Mm-hmm.
And, we were walking around and just having a good time, just people watching,
checking out some neat different stores that they've got down there.
They had a really cool olive.
Olive is this olive. It's actually like an olive tasting store.
And you were sort of rude when we went in there.
I'm like, well, I wasn't interested in tasting the olive oil.
Yeah, okay.
I wasn't interested, and then she's like, well, you at least have to taste the balsamic vinegar.
You're rude, though. I just felt like awkward. Because she came out, she was very nice, and you're just like, no. Damn. Okay, I guess we're not trying any.
You're right. I was rude.
Just one of those.
I was.
Are you thinking back to that point in time? Because you're sort of sitting there.
Yeah.
You're stammering here.
I was rude to her. But when she offered the balsamic vinegar, I did try it. And that was very, very good. And so then, we got into the olive oil tasting.
Right.
So we did that.
There was a couple that were good.
A couple that were not so good. The different infused ones was
the lime.
The lime.
Whoa.
That was a little.
Yeah, the garlic one was good.
The garlic was good.
They had the pomegranate one too. That was.
I don't think I tried the.
Maybe
I had
It was a
little
little sweeter. Yeah. That was good.
So yeah, just an incredible selection, and once again learned that there are over, I think, what'd you say, 100 and some odd different olives that are used in
these different
making olive oils, and they have about 50 of them that are used in the oils that they have there in the store.
And the cool thing in a lot of these places is Cal Poly San Luis Obispo has a huge agricultural department, and so we came to find out, even through the farmers market and just being around, that a lot of these students who eventually graduate through Cal Poly, they'll come up with products, and one of them was an olive oil.
They have a couple different olive oils.
Was there a couple of different? Yeah, from Cal Poly students. Even at the farmers market, they had the actual agricultural department.
They have a booth.
Yeah, they have their own booth out there selling. So it was really cool to see that as well. And so after the olive oil place, where did we head?
We walked back down Higuera Street and ducked into Bubblegum Alley.
Oh yeah, and then we went to Bubblegum Alley. So if you're a friend on Facebook, gosh, I don't know if I can put those up on our one page. I should be able to.
I've got pictures if you just want.
But again, we're walking around, and I'm getting tweets back from some of my followers, and one of them, Jaded Dave. I've told you guys about him with the Jen and Dave show. Love those guys. He goes, check out Bubblegum Alley. And we're just sort of walking around. I'm like, well, where the heck is Bubblegum Alley? And all of a sudden, Elisa walks by this thing, and she's like, whoa, it's right there. And it's...
You can't miss it.
Yeah, it can't be more than 4 or 5 feet across.
4 feet, probably max.
And it's just, two sides of a building, and no kidding, from about shin high to as far as you can reach over your head, it is bubble gum.
Chewed up gum.
All the way down. It's pretty nasty.
Yeah, it was really,
And it was pretty thick, too.
It was one of those things that you see, and it's kind of like, it's disgusting, and at the same time, it's very intriguing, because there are so many people that have put their gum up there, and yet we ended up taking the kids there the night we went to the farmer's market, and, I'm not a very high germaphobe, but I'm like, don't touch anybody's gum.
Yeah.
Just keep your hands. You're allowed to look. Don't touch anybody's gum. Did Alex leave gum that night?
Alex did.
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, that's a total Alex thing. So we did that, and then we went back to the car, and with all the riding Tony had been doing that week, he was out of drink mix.
My drink mix.
And, so he had been told that Arts Cyclery was the bike shop to go to.
Right.
In San Luis Obispo.
Well, I met up with some Twitter folks on the previous Sunday, and we went riding together, and we just happened to be talking, and Patrick, one of the guys I was riding with, is like, oh yeah, check out Arts. It's a great store. They sponsor a lot of events and stuff. So I'm like, all right, that's cool.
So we decided that we were pretty much going to do the day on foot, and so Tony's got his GPS on his BlackBerry, and it tells us, sort of how to go, but we couldn't figure it out. So when we got back to the car, I said, well, let's just turn on Garmin and see what Garmin says. And so Garmin gave us directions. Well, we start walking, and Tony's like, we are going in the completely wrong direction. I said, I don't think so. Garmin said to go this way. And so we end up stopping this guy. He's like, no, you got to, he pulls out his phone, and you got to keep going this way. I don't know what people did without phones.
We had Thomas Guides and Maps.
And so we end up taking off on this hike to find Arts Cyclery.
It was beautiful.
It was, fortunately, we had great weather that day.
A little sweaty.
I wore the wrong shoes.
Yeah.
Fortunately, my feet were not killing me by the end of the night, but I was not exactly in a walking shoe.
You could have gone barefoot.
Yeah.
And rolled up your pant legs.
But for that long, that would have been kind of gross. Yeah. But we eventually, after an hour...
I don't think
45
it was an hour.
minutes?
No, it wasn't that long. It was maybe about a mile.
It seemed like it took us a lot longer than 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, maybe it was.
I think it was close to 2 miles.
Maybe it was closer to 2 miles to get to it.
Okay, so half an hour.
Okay.
We start going up to this intersection.
We weren't really sure where we were going at that point, though, either.
And we knew that we had to look for either High Street or Santa Barbara. Were the two streets that we were looking for. And we start coming up, and I see this traffic light up ahead, and I tell him, I'm like, look, if it's not that traffic light, I'm turning around. He's like, you are not. I said, I have walked enough in this direction. If it's, sure enough, the very next street right before the traffic light was the one we had to make the turn on.
But you know what? We saw a lot of beautiful homes. A lot of those homes along that street, I forget, Napomo, which is where we were walking on, I think.
Napomo or Broad?
One of those.
Oh, yeah. A lot of historic houses.
Built in like 1904 in that time era. So it was one of those things where if we would have gone in our car, we would have just driven by all of that, not seen it, not appreciated any of it, got to where we had to go, and not had a great story. And
that's true. So we
walked through, what was it, the train?
Oh, the historic railroad district. Who knew San Luis Obispo had a historic railroad district? It's there. It's got this really cool bridge in one section of it.
And then it had the wooden walkway.
Yeah,
remember?
like the boardwalk.
The boardwalk. So yes, it was long. I understand that.
I just have to give him a hard time because it was pretty funny. I mean, we're out.
The bike shop was cool.
Happening.
They didn't have my drink mix. I had to buy the small package.
But was it like an earth-shattering bike shop?
Bike shops are earth-shattering.
Okay, because I was just kind of like, it looks like a bike shop. I don't know what the significance is.
Yeah, none of them are earth-shattering.
Okay.
It's just...
super nice guy. I have to say, the guy that helped you out, the college kid from Cal Poly, cool. Super nice kid. Feels weird to me to call him a 20-something-year-old kid, but yeah, he was a nice guy.
Yeah, he's 20.
So we take off from there, and
so our other thing is that we found out there was Central Coast Brewing Company.
Right.
And so we were like, well, wine tasting didn't really hack it. Let's hit our palate with some beer.
So we asked this really nice guy at Art Cyclery, how do we get to Monterey?
Because most cyclists know how to get there.
Yeah. And unbeknownst to us, there's actually a bicycle shop that shares the property with Central Coast Brewing. Isn't that coincidental?
Yep.
Yeah, we didn't know that to start with.
But in any case,
especially they had to drink.
So yeah, I'm sure we didn't even walk into it.
I was done.
I know. So we ended up going. He tells us, hey, just take this road and then take a right on Monterey, and it'll be on your left hand side. So we're like, oh, all right. So we're walking, and we're
great conversation.
Conversation that great day. Ugh. My grandmother, my nonna, she's 87. And she's just getting older, and there's just a lot of talk about putting her in a home.
Assisted living.
An assisted living home. And so Elisa and my mom will tell Elisa all this stuff and won't tell me any of this stuff, so Elisa tells me this stuff while we're walking. And so that's how I hear the news about the family, which is great. What?
I'm just laughing because that might not be public knowledge. Now it is.
It's all right. Mom and Dad don't listen. They don't know how to work these things.
Yeah, watch. This will be the one episode they pick up on.
They don't know. They don't understand it. Anyways.
Well, that's all stuff your dad's told you.
Yeah. Anyways, so we're walking. We're just talking about this typical family stuff that all of us deal with and have to weigh and, okay, how involved do you get and all that good stuff. And we come upon Monterey, and the guy said, hey, just take a right, and it'll be, on your left-hand side. So we take a right, and we start walking. Now we're walking in the completely opposite direction of where we were from downtown and everything. And we're walking, and luckily Elisa remembered the address because we were about to turn around. And then we looked at the address, and we're like, oh, wow, we still got to walk another 4 or 5 blocks. So it's about 6 o'clock at this time. And we finally
a little bit before 6,
and we finally pull into the brewery.
My legs are killing me.
Yeah, we were pretty beat.
I was starving too.
Yeah,
because it's been 5 hours, and probably by that point in time,
we had a really good workout that day.
Yeah, that was a great workout.
Yeah.
So we sit down, and there's like 2 other people, and we're like, one of the other people there in the brewing company is like, "Oh, you guys got here just in time and close at 6." And we're like, "Are you kidding?" I'm thinking, "Are you kidding me?" And she's like, "Just kidding. We don't close till 9." I'm like, oh, funny guy. If you only knew how many miles I've already logged today. But they had really good beers.
Oh, they did. I thought
it was worth the walk. That amber that they had, 2 thumbs up on the amber. The other ones, not so much. But the amber,
it was good.
The amber was good.
No, I enjoyed it. I thought they had great beers. One of the cool things that they had that I thought was really awesome was their little taster cups. They were 1 ounce cups,
6 ounce,
or 6. I mean, sorry, 6 ounce cups, for $1.
Yeah,
and I mean, so we tried, 3 or 4 different ones. The blonde, the amber. I had something else. I forget.
You had that. Was it the porter? The espresso porter?
Stout. Was it a stout? I don't know. It was one or the other. So we hung out there. At least had some chips.
I needed something.
Got her hydrated. Got some food in her. And then what did we do? Then we
walked back to the car because we, back and forth to the car because you needed a jacket because it was cooling off.
Oh yeah. Then we walked to the car.
I think we went to our car like 4 times that day.
Yeah, and then we had some suggestions on where to eat.
Right.
And so on the way down to the car, we looked at one. On the way out of the car, we found a couple others. And we happened upon, we none of them look good. You know how that is sometimes where you're looking for something that's just going to really get you, and it just didn't hit. I mean, we're just sort of like, it looks a little expensive for what it is. And, we just wanted somewhere fresh and more organic-y. Why do we got music playing on over there?
I was trying to find their website.
What are you doing over there?
Sorry.
And so we came across, what's that place called again?
Well, I'm trying to remember. Was it Big Sky Cafe?
Oh, that's right.
Big
or Blue Sky. I would look at Twitter.
Big Sky.
I'd look at Twitter, but you'd get all mad at me. Okay.
We're not there to the Twitter blow up yet.
Okay.
Big Sky Cafe.
Big Sky Cafe. And it was good.
Yeah, it was. Wow.
It was good. I mean, I didn't know what I was going to order. I mean, the menu, they're all about fresh, locally grown produce and products from
the
local area. And there were a number of items on there that I was really after. You honed in on one that you wanted.
Yeah, it was this amazing grilled cheese eggplant
sandwich
with it was on sourdough, but it had like roasted red peppers in it. And I'm trying to see if I can find
with your sweet potato
fries.
Sweet potato fries. And then I was sitting there, and again, I'm hemming and hawing. I'm like, I don't know what should I get, and so one of the patrons beside us got this. I don't know. It looked big, and there was sauce on it, and it looked like some sort of beef. And I was like,
beef. It's what's for dinner.
And that should be the name of the podcast. And so I looked over and I'm like, what did he get? And it was lamb.
It was the braised lamb shank, Buenos Aires. I've got their menu up here.
Yeah. I mean, lamb. Here's something. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not looking at a menu and going, ooh, lamb shank. I'm going to order that. It's just not me. Maybe I'm not.
He's not
eloquent.
So cultured. I don't know.
I don't know,
I'm
but
giving him a hard time.
It's just not something I would just go, that sounds really good. But it looked darn good, so I ordered that up, and it was tasty. It was really. I mean, the meat just fell off the bone. Mm-hmm. So good, so good.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, it was just a phenomenal.
And so during the whole time, we are having a great day. Great conversation. We're laughing and having a great time.
Absolutely.
Taking pictures, sharing it with friends, getting ideas of where to go, where to eat, what to go see in this area.
And how are we getting all of this information? How are we? I love that. We. How are you getting all of this information?
Were you not benefiting from it?
What did Ron say to you at one point in time? Ron sent you, it was either something on Twitter or something on Facebook, but Ron said something to you that resonated with me. What did Ron say to you?
What did Ron say to me? I don't.
Bet Lisa's love having that phone around. Something along those lines.
Yeah.
Bet Lisa wishes you would put that phone down. I don't know. Ron, I'm giving you a shout out. Thank you for feeling my pain.
Oh, get out of here. What day was that? I don't even know what
that
day
was Wednesday. Oh, I can't give you. I don't know if I can give you. Paraphrase it, honey.
Yeah, it was basically that. Yeah, Ron was like, man, you may want to put that phone down.
Yeah.
And come to find out, he said that, it's gone to the point in his family where they just don't do any electronics on Sundays.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't do any electronics on Sundays. So, yeah, I'm trying to find what Ron said, but I can't find it.
I don't know if it was on Facebook or where it was.
Yeah, I don't know where it was either. So,
we get the gist of it. The gist of it was
here it is. Here it is. Sorry, what did Ron say? So I have a picture on my profile on Facebook. It says hanging out at the Central Coast Brewery. And Ron says, I bet she's thinking to herself, in quote, Tony, and this is from Ron, Tony, put the phone away. Just kidding, have a blast. And then I said to Ron, you know her too well. We have a good podcast coming up as the phone and I got called out at the end of the night. Not good. And then Ron said, I'm sure all of you are just having a blast. Listen to this. I speak it from experience. This is partly what led to our ban on electronics on Sundays for the whole family. So let's get to this. We're having a fantastic dinner. We're about to, we get dessert. I didn't know we were going to get dessert. Elisa chose to get dessert. I said, okay, let's have dessert. And,
Tony has to Twitter what I'm having for dessert.
Yes.
Because everybody out there in the Twitterverse cares what I'm having for dessert.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. And so at this point in time, I've had enough of the Twitterverse. Yes, the map was good, except that the fact that your map on your phone stinks.
Aww.
The restaurant suggestions were nice.
Okay, hold on. So, you called me out.
I totally called you out. I said, put the damn phone away.
You did.
Because I had enough.
Right.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Right. And what happened on my end was not good. Because what ended up happening, which should have been something very simple as to just putting the phone away, I got very defensive. I put up a wall very quickly, and instead of taking responsibility for my actions, I was very deceitful and very I chose my words very well on how to make it sound that I wasn't in the wrong, but you were in the wrong.
Yes, because I had been the one to benefit from all of that twittering that he had been doing that day. So it could not possibly be.
Well, you weren't benefiting from the twittering. You were benefiting from all the other stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, the phone.
Right.
The phone.
And so what ended up happening at the end of our...
very abrupt end to date night.
Amazing night, because I felt like, wow, this is an amazing day. This is all going to lead up to sex, because I haven't gotten any by this time. And
we'd planned on it.
Oh yeah, we'd brought our emergency kit, which is always a little handy dandy kit of things needed just in case you're out in the woods or in the backseat of the car. And if you haven't checked out Action Wipes, check out Action Wipes. We have used those now. Those are nice. But anyways, we were, and it just came to an abrupt end. I mean,
screeching, you could hear the brakes slamming. It was so abrupt.
Yeah. I mean, there was no talk. I mean, we had our conversation. I was very... You
were mad.
I was mad.
You don't have to figure out words for that. You were mad at me.
I was pissed. I was not happy being called out. And that's what it was. I was being called out. and I didn't appreciate it at all. I just felt that if this was such a bother, why didn't it come up sooner in the day with more of a nudge of, hey, Tony, just put it away like we do on most dates, instead of, put the damn thing away and now you're attacking me.
After 8 hours of twittering.
It was not that long.
Honey, we were out from 1 to 9.
But I wasn't using it every minute.
Can we go back and check your Twitters? Your tweets?
Yeah, later. We're not doing it on the podcast.
Okay, I'm not, but I'm just saying. I'd be curious as to how many,
Right, but I wasn't just doing Twitter. I was also doing Facebook. I was uploading our pictures.
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
Yeah, it's two different things. I think you're having something against Twitter right now. I don't understand why. Maybe you're not on it enough. Maybe you need to get on it and see what's happening. And okay.
Do you understand how much time you Twitter?
No, I don't Twitter that much. And I learned something today, but we'll get to that. So anyways, I shut down. I totally shut down. I
didn't say it, but I was ready to go home.
Yeah. Well, so was I. Because nothing else was going to happen. Because it was just ridiculous. You just ruined the whole night at that point in time, in my opinion. And my opinion can be wrong. That's my opinion. So I don't know if any of you have ever been there when that happens. So what do you do, I guess, is the big thing. What do you do when this happens? And I like to believe that Elisa and I, being marriage educators and talking about intimacy, that we can overcome this stuff quickly. And sometimes you just don't. Sometimes you have to stew in your own mess to realize, what you've done. And we drove home without talking. We walked in, got the kids to bed. Basically, we got the kids down because we got there earlier than we expected. And we just did our thing. Went through some motions, and I went and read to bed, and Elisa came in, and I don't even think we said goodnight.
No,
we didn't.
I don't think so.
And I can't remember the last time that has happened, other than me just passing out in bed, But it was tough.
Yeah,
it was really.
I knew things were bad when you got up the next morning to go ride, and I said, I love you, because I had actually gotten up to, go to the bathroom or whatever, and you just left. I was like, dude, I hope this isn't the day he gets hit by a car, because he just left without saying I love you.
I don't think I heard you say that.
Well, you were standing right in front of me.
Oh, was I?
Yes.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
I went for a ride. It was a good ride. It was a good discussion with God.
Good.
Yeah.
You came back in a better mood.
Yeah. I it's one of those things where I think get called out, and I got called out, and I was just I just wanted to hold my ground so badly. Even though I know I was wrong, I just wanted to hold that. And by doing so, I was inflicting pain, not physical, but just pain in our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt like stewing there for a while.
Yeah, because we even had the conversation at the table, because we're making eye contact and we're doing this while we're still at the restaurant. And at one point in time, you're like, well, it looks like you're still mad. It looks like, I go, no. I've said my piece. I'm done with it. Just, the kids are commenting on the fact that you're on the phone, and, everybody knows that if you're doing something, you're on the phone. And it was just, I've said my piece and I'm done. And so for me, it was over.
Right.
And you which is very unlike you, but you held on to that for a while.
I did.
That's very out of character for you.
It took me till, so this was Wednesday night. It took me up till Thursday evening.
Yeah.
Where I finally just said, all right, I've come to grips with my wrong. And it wasn't just the phone, though. I think the way I took offense to it and spoke to you when you brought it to my attention was more the offense, not the phone.
And granted, it was out of character for me to jump down your throat so hard.
Well, that was part of my complaint to you.
Yes, and I agree. That was just kind of, but it'd been one of those like, really?
Yeah, really?
Really? He's still doing that? Okay, really? So, but yeah, so that was Wednesday night, Thursday, most of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And, we were able to ease back into
our vacation
for the last, day and a half. And we actually, one of the things that Marty had told us when we were up there, we'd mentioned that we'd gone into Cayucas, and she'd asked us if we'd stopped at the Brown Butter Cookie Company.
Mm-hmm.
And I had seen the sign when we had been in Cayucas having lunch at Ducky's. I think it was Monday that we went there. Sunday, Monday, I don't remember. But we hadn't stopped, but she said, you need to make a special trip. She actually lives south of San Luis Obispo and drives up to the Brown Butter Cookie Company just for their cookies. And so we said, all right, well, we need, Friday, like Tony said, we went to the Children's Museum with the kids and had lunch with his parents at a park there in San Luis Obispo. And then I had said, well, you know what? Kids had a great day. Let's go back to Cayucas. And the kids are like, why? We don't, no. We just want to go to the beach. And I said, that's fine. We'll go to the beach. But we're going to stop somewhere first. And so we went in. And I have to say, these are probably some of the most amazing cookies I've ever had. They are all hand rolled right there on the premises. It's two sisters that started this company, and they actually like brown the butter to a certain extent, and they mix it in, and it's got sea salt in it, and
they're just good.
They're just good cookies, and they make them in their original flavor. And there's an espresso and a cocoa, and
the original.
Those were the three that are the similar. And it's so funny because my kids usually dig into cookies. Well, Alex wanted a cocoa cookie, and I have never seen him take so long to eat a cookie.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like,
they are a little expensive.
They are.
I mean, they're $1 to $1.25 each.
And they're little $50 maybe.
Yeah. I mean, so
they're worth every single penny.
They're worth it. And so
it's like I told Tony, I said it's a good thing we didn't find out about that earlier in the trip.
Oh gosh, we would have been there every day.
Yeah.
It was,
they do deliver. Fun. They have a website and they do ship. I guess not deliver, ship.
They ship.
But yeah, it was just funny to watch the kids savor theirs. And it was really funny when Tony's was gone and he was like trying to get cookies from the kids.
Yeah. And they wouldn't even give
They weren't giving them up. And so we did that, and then we hung out on the beach that last Saturday or Friday night and Friday afternoon, and came back and started packing up, and had planned, we had to be out of there at 11 on Saturday, but we were actually up and all packed up and on the road by 9.
Yeah.
Which was a good thing because we made great time to Oxnard. Coming home, kids are doing great. We're
and for us, having a 7 and a 4-year-old and having to drive 6 hours, man, that can get tough.
All you road trip warriors out there that are able to go farther with your kids, congratulations. Our kids don't ever throw up get car sickness that way, but I am convinced they both have some degree of motion car sickness.
Yeah.
And so it gets really hard for them to be in the car for a long time. And so we get to Oxnard, no problem. And then we're driving into LA on our way back to San Diego, and traffic stops.
Man.
And
that's like the worst end to a vacation though. And it's just having to drive through LA, Orange County, and then back into San Diego. I mean, the traffic from LA to San Diego added 2 hours to our drive.
Lovely.
And so it's just like, holy cow. I mean, we were expecting to get in about 2:15. We roll in at about 4:15. Yeah. And, it's Saturday. So we're like, we haven't been to church in a week, and we just wanted to get to church. And so we pushed it and we made it to church and all that good stuff. And overall, the kids made it. That was tough though too. I mean, we had our times with them, and Saturday night was one of them. Just the crying bit.
They were just exhausted.
Yeah, they were.
I mean, we probably did push it a little too hard, but
we're just excited to be back home though, and getting back into the routine of stuff. We only have about 20 something more days before the kids start school.
Yeah.
So we're really excited about that. We can get back to our
3 weeks from Wednesday.
We can get back to our daytime lovemaking sessions.
I know everybody's leaving the house at the same time this year.
Amen.
Woohoo!
And so we're excited. I mean, we just got a lot on our plates doing stuff. Next week, if you've listened to us thus far, and we'll put it in the show notes, but next week we are going to start our small group podcast on Stripped Down. So if you haven't gotten your book, make sure you pick it up on either the ebook format. You can get the physical book. We'll send it out to you. I don't know if you'll get it in time, but we'll get it to you.
I think if this goes up on Tuesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would think if they order by Wednesday, Thursday at the latest,
we should be able to get it to you.
In time for the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you go to the Stripped Down page where you can buy the book, you can read the first 80 pages. I mean, we put it out there. Read the first 80 pages. So we hope you join us because we're not too sure how long it's going to go. We have 13 keys we want to cover. And just depending on how long Elisa and I have to converse about each chapter, it'll determine on how long we go. And I'd say, 4 or 5 weeks, maybe 6. We'll just see where we are when we get into these because some of these are pretty deep and intense, and we want to spend time in it with you guys so that you can strip down and enjoy your marriage. So that's that. Another big note. Many of you who listen know Dustin with Engaged Marriage. And Dustin and I have been working on a new project for several months now. It's called Fit Marriage, and it brings marriage education, which we both have a passion for, and fitness, which I've been passionate about fitness for many years, especially in the cycling world and just staying healthy. And Dustin as well, and he's yo-yoed more, though, over the years. And so we are starting Fit Marriage, and it's based mainly on videos and a product, a DVD product that we're hoping to get out here in the next 6 months or so. And we are looking for a test group, and so I will put the link to that if you're interested in signing up. We would love for you to apply. We're going to choose 10 couples who are going to go through this 12-week program with us starting August 16th. So do that. Would love to hear your comments on that as well. You can go to his page, and like I said, I'll put a link there for that. What other notes we got? Anything?
We started doing that questionnaire. Yeah, last week in episode 31, we did this questionnaire from the Pure Bed. And, if you haven't checked that out, guys, check it out. I mean, this thing is good. I mean, it's really good. It's really in depth, and I'm telling you, it's something that I believe will enhance your intimacy. It really will help you to open up, and they ask you to do it separately, and then come together and talk. Mm-hmm. And so that's what we did, and we just did the first section, which was a communication aid in establishing boundaries. And it's just saying write the appropriate letter regarding each stated sexual act. So allowed by faith / morals and am interested / desired it, prohibited by faith, allowed by my faith, but I do not desire it. I don't know. And I mean, it talks about oral sex, anal sex, dirty talk, light spanking, recording our sex. The whole thing. You can go down the list and do it separately and then come together and talk. Elise and I started this last night because we are making it a point to do a devotional on Sundays and Wednesdays. No, we got it written down. Yeah. This is how good we're working on that part of our marriage here. We got Sundays down,
but I forget which day during the week. And it's just time that we want to just spend being in a devotional. Spending some time. And this is where we're starting. We just thought this would be great. And obviously, next week with Strip Down, the small group podcast, that's what we're going to be doing for the upcoming weeks. So I would say jump on that questionnaire, get on it. It's good, and it's going to stretch you. It's going to stretch you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it definitely, there were even some, a few things that we didn't quite jive on. Mm-hmm. That, just prompted the conversation. Why, not in attacking way, but in a communicating way.
It even says, don't be judgmental. Leave that at the door.
And so it's just kind of like, oh, well, what did you mean by that? Or why do you feel that way?
Mm-hmm.
And so it was good to just say, oh, okay. Just food for thought. And so it was the 2 sections that we did were just really good.
Yeah. And so we're going to finish up, and then we're actually got date night this Friday night again.
I do have to say we had a record number of date nights in the month of July.
How many do we have?
We had 4.
We did?
We had 4.
Wow.
There were 5, in 31 days we had 4 date nights.
That is a record.
So thank you to all of you out there who have made our date nights possible.
Where did we come up with all that money?
Well, fortunately a lot of them were, we had your parents.
Oh yeah.
And
one of them was paid for. We got taken out by Jeff.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah, we didn't do extravagant stuff every time, but
I know. But wow, that is really cool.
Yeah.
Praise God.
Amen.
So, there's a lot going on, you guys. Elisa and I just hope you're having a wonderful summer. We know that summer times they're tough. You sort of get out of your groove with especially if you have kids and they're not in school and things are going on, and we just hope that you're staying the course. Mm-hmm. We just hope that you're continuously making your marriage a priority. We hope that you're making intimacy a priority. And you know what? If you fall down, if you screw up, you just get back up. Just like Elisa and I. We haven't been the best the last couple of weeks. But you know what? We don't look back and go, oh, woe is us. We just look forward and we go, you know what? We have a wonderful marriage. Let's just keep on working on it. Mm-hmm. Let's get back to the basics. Let's get back to what it means to be married. Let's get back into our book and read about all these great keys that we have in there that remind us how to stay intimate. And so we hope that this podcast finds you in a good place. And until next time, we love you guys.